How do you use EFT to heal your love blocks and attract your soulmate? In this video, we're going to use a very powerful tool called EFT tapping for attracting love. Hi love, I'm Carisa Montooth, 6th generation certified energy healer and love coach and creator of the Soul Love Method, and I help high vibe women heal their hearts and attract love. And today we are going to use a very powerful tool called EFT tapping for attracting love. So what is tapping? Tapping is called tapping, or sometimes it's called EFT. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. And it is a form of acupressure where you access your own energy field using different acupressure points on your body. You access your energy field, aka your aura, to heal yourself of different ailments and problems. A lot of times people use it to focus on things like anxiety or things like PTSD, where it gets very dramatic and positive results. We're going to use it today for healing and releasing negative beliefs about love. When your energy field is clear of these negative beliefs about love, then you can activate the law of attraction to bring someone to you who matches you at this high vibe, which is a really important, great thing for you to be able to do. And if you have a belief, like for example, I have to lose weight to attract love, and you bring that up to the surface and you heal that with EFT, then you can start to attract people to you without having to lose the weight, without having to change yourself. Because the truth is that you don't actually have to lose weight to attract love. I've got tons and tons of private clients who always thought that before we started to do work together, and then without losing pound number one, all of a sudden here's their soulmate and they're very happy about that. Obviously, just with this particular belief, if you feel like you need to lose weight for health-related reasons, that is up to you, but please do not ever believe that you are less than desirable because of your weight. You are attractive and desirable and worthy of love at every weight. So, I want to make sure that that point is clear. So, what are we going to do today? We are going to use a specific form of tapping called clinical EFT. Now, you probably will see lots of different kinds of tapping videos out there, and they are not all based on clinical EFT. Some of them are just happy tapping videos. You're tapping about positive affirmations, and you're saying positive affirmations, and you're tapping on all the different acupressure points, and those have their value. However, they are not clinical EFT. Clinical EFT is where we focus on actually bringing up the negative beliefs that are in there and bringing them to the surface so that they can be healed and released. And that is how you actually see results. So sometimes people will ask, well, why are we talking about negative beliefs? I thought that we're supposed to stay positive, especially if we're using the law of attraction, right? Because I don't want to say a bunch of negative things and bring that into being, and it kind of makes people feel a little bit fearful about that. And I want to give you two things to think about. One, the negative beliefs are in there. They're already in there. And you're using up a lot of your energy, emotional energy, sometimes mental energy, definitely spiritual energy, to suppress these negative thoughts, to try to keep them from breaking through and causing you a lot of anxiety and making you feel like giving up or making you feel very fearful and desperate. You're suppressing them, suppressing them, suppressing them. That takes a lot of energy. And two, they're manifesting in your life right now anyway. They're manifesting by keeping you stuck. They're manifesting by keeping you from attracting the love that you want to have in your life. So instead of pretending they're not there, so that we can try to be kind of Pollyanna positive about things, it's much more, it's much healthier, and it's much better for us to bring them to the surface and let them be healed and released once and for all. So we can stop giving them energy and manifesting from them, right? We want to activate the law of attraction with a really nice, clear energy field and clarity about what we want without these limiting beliefs coming up and kind of sabotaging us. So the thing about the positive videos is that It's great for bringing in good stuff, but we never want to just bring in good stuff. We always want to bring the bad stuff out. The important thing is there are negative thoughts that you're manifesting from right now. You want to clear those things out, and then you can bring good stuff in. And that's the way that you want to do that. So, cool. Let's get started. So I am sharing this healing tool with you. I am sharing this healing experience with you, but the responsibility for the results is yours. So the way that we're going to do this is that we'll check in and get a little bit of a baseline to see what is the emotional intensity of a particular belief. Then we will tap on that belief, and then we will check back in and see what the emotional intensity is after tapping. So the first belief that we're going to work with is that belief that says, I am too overweight to attract a partner. Okay, I know a lot of women have this belief. It's a very, very common belief. It's a very common lie, but society reinforces it, and we don't see a lot of examples of women at all different sizes attracting love and being very happy and being very confident and secure in themselves. We're starting to see more and more of that now, thank God. But it's not something that we've seen until recently, and we're still not seeing enough of it, in my opinion. Anyway, so let's work with this belief, I am too overweight to attract a partner. So the first thing that I want you to do is to take a nice big deep breath and let yourself be really fully present in your body. Okay, so I want you to say this thought, I am too overweight to attract a partner. And now I want you to measure that emotional intensity on a scale of 1 to 10. How intense does that thought feel on a scale of 1 to 10? I am too overweight to attract a partner. And you might even give that feeling a name. What is that feeling that you feel when you have that thought? Is it sadness? Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it shame? What's the feeling? So get an idea of what that feeling is and what the intensity is on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, and now let's say the feeling that comes up is shame. Very often that's the feeling that's under this belief, this false belief. So let's say it's shame. All right, so you've got your number, you've got the feeling, and now we're going to tap. Our first point is the side of the hand point. That's right here. And you can use 2 fingers, you can use 3 fingers, but you're going to tap on this spot, this acupressure point. So you're going to tap there. And what you want to do is you want to say, even though, and then you're going to add in this fear. So we're going to say, even though I have this fear that I am too overweight to attract a partner. And you can expand on that. You can say, too overweight to attract someone I would be attracted to. Too overweight to be chosen by a partner. Whatever the fear is, you can get as specific as you need to. So even though I have this fear that I am too overweight to attract a partner, and then you're going to add, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And now we're going to go through that one more time, 3 times altogether. So now we're on the second time. Even though I am afraid that I'm too overweight to attract a partner. Or you can say, I'm ashamed that I'm too overweight to attract a partner. Or you can say, I'm angry that I'm too overweight to attract a partner. Whatever the nature of that feeling is, you want to really get to the heart of it where it feels like, I don't like that. Because that means you're accessing that negative feeling and not hiding from it and softening it. So let's say, even though I'm ashamed that I'm too overweight to attract a partner, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you can even say, I love and accept myself just as I am. I love and accept myself anyway. And now let's go through that one more time. Even though I am ashamed that I am too overweight to attract a partner, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So now we're going to tap through the other acupressure points. We're going to continue tapping. And the next acupressure point we're going to go to is the top of the head. So you want to think about it like if you were a marionette and there was a string that came right up through the very top, pulling you straight up. Where would it be? That's where you're going to tap in that circle. And you're just going to say this fear or this shame, this anger, whatever the feeling is. Or you can say too overweight. You just want to use a short reminder phrase that brings that negative thought, negative feeling up to the surface. So it stays up at the surface while we tap. That's how the healing happens. It stays at the surface while we tap. So too overweight. This fear, this shame, too overweight, all this fear, all this shame, too overweight, and then under your arm, too overweight. And let's go through that one more time so that I can explain those tapping points to you. So tapping the top of the head, too overweight, that was the top of the head point. Now the next point is the inner corner of your eyebrow. And so you're still going to feel your occipital bone, which is the circle that goes around your eye, the circular bone there. The opening, is where your eye is. It's the occipital bone. So you're going to tap there. Too overweight. Now you're going to tap at the outer corner of your eye. And you're still on that occipital bone. Too overweight. Now you're going to tap under your eye. Too overweight. And you're still on that bone. So you're not way down deep on your cheek. You're right here under your eye, so you're still on that bone. Now right under your nose, and you can see that, you have a little ridge there. You want to be right in the middle. So sometimes when you tap with two fingers, you can be one on one side, one on the other side. You want to make sure you're right there in the middle. And you're going to say too overweight. Now right under your mouth, halfway from your mouth to your chin, so you're right about here, too overweight. And now you're going to go to your collarbone, too overweight, saying your reminder phrase. And now you're going to go under your arm, too overweight. And now let's do that whole sequence one more time. And then we're going to check in and see what your baseline is. Okay? So let's do the whole entire sequence one more time. Even though I have this shame because I am too overweight to attract a partner, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I still have this shame that I am too overweight to attract a partner, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid that I'm too overweight to attract a partner, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, now to the top of the head. This shame. Eyebrow. This shame. Side of the eye. This fear. Under the eye. This shame. Under the nose. Too overweight. Under the mouth. Too overweight. Collarbone. Too overweight. And then under the arm. Too overweight. Okay. So now I want you to take a nice big deep breath. Let it all out. And then I want you to tune in. What does the emotional intensity feel like for that belief now? Did it turn in? Did it go up? Did it go down? Did it stay the same? Did it morph into something else? Did it start out as shame and then become anger? Pay attention to that. And if you can see a decrease, like let's say you stuck with shame through the whole thing, If you saw a decrease, keep tapping on that and keep using shame as your reminder sentence, even though I feel ashamed. Keep using that as your reminder phrase as you tap all the way through all the points till you get the shame to come all the way down to like a 0, a 1, or a 2. If it gets to a 1 or a 2, it will most likely resolve itself on its own. If it gets to a 0, it has already been resolved and you're good to go. If it turns into something else, that's okay. Follow what it turned into. So maybe you start tapping through and it's shame, but then maybe anger comes up. Maybe anger comes up that you've believed this lie about yourself for so long. That people in your life might have encouraged you to believe this lie. And so if that comes up, if anger comes up, now tap on the anger, even though I'm really angry. That I've believed this lie for so long that I'm too overweight to attract love. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And then you can tap through and you can use this anger, so angry about this lie, and you can tap through all the points for that. So now let's work on another belief. And if you need to, you can always pause and then go back through tapping through and stay with that particular thing until you get it down. Sometimes you'll get it down to like a 4 and you'll be like, oh, I'm just going to do something else. Stick with it. Try to get it down to a 1 or a 2. Sometimes when we can see that we're growing and we can see a change is happening, our doubts and our self-sabotage and our resistance starts to come up and we're like, oh, what about me? What about my life will change if I let go of this belief? What do I have to give up? How is this belief? This belief is serving me in a certain way to stay stuck. And this is fast. I'm moving fast. We start to get a little bit panicky and we start to self-sabotage. So we'll be bringing it down. But before we bring it all the way down, we all of a sudden get distracted. We all of a sudden, decide we're going to do something else instead of completing our healing in that area. And that's a very common self-sabotage kind of a thing when our resistance thinks that we are moving more quickly than we're used to. All right. So let's work on another belief. So another belief is, what if eligible partners won't want me because I'm a single parent? So it's like no one will want me because I'm a single parent is kind of the belief there. So let's tap on that one because that's another really, really big one that a lot of times comes up for my clients. So you can say, even though no one will want me because I'm a single parent, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though no one will want me because people don't choose single parents as partners and nobody wants to raise someone else's kids, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though no one will choose me because I already have kids, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you might even want to just check in, because we didn't do our baseline number. You might want to check in here and just see what does that feel like on a scale of 1 to 10 as you're saying that. You will have already brought it down a tiny bit by this initial tapping that we're doing, but you can still get a good baseline for where you are with it. Now tapping the top of the head. No one will choose me. No one will choose me. No one will choose me. No one will choose me because I'm a single parent. No one will choose a single parent. Nobody wants a single parent. No one will choose me. No one will choose me. Now, nice big deep breath. And letting it all out. And now you can check in with that emotional intensity and see what happened with that number. Did that number go up? Did it go down? Did it stay the same? Check in with that. And if you can see that it's going down, or if it even brought up another thing for you to tap on, like sometimes the women that I work with, it's not that they're worried that no one will choose them because they're single moms. It's that they're worried that a partner who would come into their lives would mistreat their children. Especially if a client has been abused as a child. Like let's say she was sexually abused or sexual abuse, sexual molestation. We're talking about the same thing when you're 10, essentially. I know that there's a distinction, but you know what I mean. Let's say a client of mine was sexually molested when she was 10 years old. If she has a daughter who is now 10 years old, she might strongly resist dating, and she might not realize that a lot of it is because she's scared that the same thing that happened to her is now going to happen to her daughter. So that might be the limiting belief that comes up, and that might be a little bit about where the origins of it, where it came from, you know. And in that case, what we do is we would want to tap to clear out the, you know, everyone I meet is going to mistreat my children. That belief, you know, no matter, you know, like my children are doomed to repeat my, you know, my pain or my abuse, you know, we want to tap through those things. And then we also want to bring in, right, we want to bring in things that have to do with affirming my discernment. I am able to choose partners who are safe. I am able to choose partners who are emotionally healthy, good, trustworthy people that I can trust. That I can count on, that my family is safe around, all of those kinds of things. We would bring those in more deeply. So let's work on one more for today, because why not? Okay, so let's see. We worked on what if I'm too overweight. We worked on nobody's going to want me because I have kids. What else might we need to work on? How about just this fear that like I'll be alone forever? It's kind of this random free-floating anxiety thing of like the person is never going to come. What if I will be alone forever? You know, sometimes that's a core belief that we have on a really deep level. So let's work on that one. Tapping on the side of the hand. And actually, before we start tapping, let's tune into what our baseline is for this. Say this. Say I will be alone forever. And measure the emotional intensity of that statement. I will be alone forever on a scale of 1 to 10. And where do you feel it in your body? Maybe tune in on that too. Where does it make you feel anxious? Does it make you feel scared? Does it make you feel sad? I will be alone forever. And remember, it's a thought. We're bringing it up to heal it. It is not true, but it is a thought that's in there. So we want to bring it up and clear it. So this thought, I will be alone forever. What is the emotional intensity like for you on a scale of 1 to 10? All right? Got it? So let's get to tapping. So right here, side of the hand. Even though I'm afraid I will be alone forever, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I am scared that I will be alone forever, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I am terrified deep down that I will always be alone, that I will be alone forever, that my right partner will never come, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, now here, this, and you can tap on this fear, this fear. You can use this fear as your reminder phrase. This fear. This fear. This fear. This fear. This fear. This fear under your arm. Stop. Deep breath. And check back in with that emotional intensity. Where does it fall now on that 1 to 10 scale? Did it go up, down, stay the same? What happened there? If it's starting to go down, then pause this and do another round of tapping. Practice. It's a tool that you can use anywhere once you get good at it, and it brings you really, really fast, lasting results. It's very, very powerful. So, some normal reactions after you've been tapping. One is that you might start yawning a lot. A lot of times you'll yawn because it's a release. You're releasing. It's like kind of dawning and registering on your body how much energy has been going into suppressing this belief, and now that it's gone, you're like, whew, that was exhausting. It's kind of tiring. You also might feel a lightness. You might feel lighter. and whenever you feel lighter after you've been doing energy work, it shows you that healing has taken place. And last, you might get a sudden insight or breakthrough about the situation that you've been tapping about. And part of that is because when you are not using a bunch of energy to push down and suppress, when that energy is now freed up, not only does the negative stuff come up to the surface to be released, but now you can have positive insights come up to the surface as well to make themselves known to your conscious mind. So that is a very powerful thing as well. So drink water, get extra rest when you've done any kind of tapping work, any type of energy healing work. It is always a higher dimension type of a tool that you're using, so your body really needs support in integrating the healing, so you're going to want to get water and rest. Otherwise, you might feel a little bit sore tomorrow like you just exercised, and your body can feel a little bit sore, or you might be extra tired. So what came up for you in the tapping? Let me know below in the comments. I would love to hear from you and hear what the experience was like for you. What came up for you in the tapping? Did you get a new insight as you were tapping? Did you start to yawn afterwards? What came up for you and how are you feeling? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to go even deeper into healing your love blocks, then check out and claim the Attract My Soulmate audio. You can get the link in the description below, and you can start listening to that tonight so that you can clear out love blocks and start attracting your soulmate to you. And remember that self-love is really the best love. So love you first, love you best, and I promise you that all other kinds of love will flow to you. Take care.